Yeah! Welcome back, people. Yes, we are live. The verdict is in. We gotta discuss it. We gotta break it all down and ask ourselves, how did we end up here? Listen, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys like this video, comment on this video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel later on for more good content. Listen, thank you. It's gonna be an incredible new episode. Thank you. Listen, I want to thank you guys so much for being with me on this new audio episode. My name is Zaydon, and yes, we're here to talk about the verdict. If you've been hiding under a rock and you don't understand what's going on or what's happening, there has been a verdict. Now, a lot of people are not happy with the verdict. Okay, let me just start there. There's a lot of people that are unhappy with the verdict. A lot of people thought that he should have been acquitted on all counts, or had a mistrial, or found not guilty. The verdict came in sometime today. Um, I would say roughly 2-3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, LA time. You know, I'm on the West Coast too, so it came in quick. And the verdict is that Tory Lanez is guilty on all 3 counts. Um, and so that's what's been happening. And so people have been taking to their social media in support of Tory, or in support of Megan. And so a lot of YouTubers, I guess we're called the new media. Let's just stop there. So Jason Lee says that people who are posting content now, or who are posting, or I guess doing the thing, we're called new media. We're new media. That's the name that he that's the name that he basically, I guess, has given to the up and coming firing content creators. But back to Tory. He has been found guilty on all counts. The Canadian rapper was charged with assault with a firearm, negligent discharge of a firearm, posing a concealed and unregistered firearm in a vehicle. So those are the charges that he's being charged on. Now, currently, he is got booked. Let me just keep all the way 100. He got booked. A lot of people said that when Tory Lanez verdict was read out, he didn't move, he didn't flinch, he didn't scream, he didn't yell, he didn't shout. He just stood there and just stood there. And at one point, the media had reported that his son was crying because, Tory Lanez, he wanted this to be a spectacle for his children, I guess his one child that he has there, and brought him to the courthouse. And now forever, this kid's gonna remember the day before Christmas is the day that my daddy got arrested at the courthouse, and charged with these charges. And now he's gonna have that memory forever. So he's gonna be scarred. He's gonna need a lot of therapy, emotional therapy. Hopefully that he doesn't follow in the lungs of his father's footsteps, but it's possible because the apple don't fall too far from the tree. And so he was there, and so I just don't feel like he should have been there. I'm one of the people that said that keep the children out of grown people mess, out of grown people business. He shouldn't have to know that or see that, but I guess however you raise your kid is however you raise your kid. So if you want your child to see there and be witness, who are we to judge? Who are we to sit there and say, hey, we shouldn't do that? But hey, it's your child and you're the parent, I guess. And so I guess you can do it your way. But The verdict came down was that Tory Lanez is guilty of the charges. A lot of people aren't happy. A lot of people agree with um well, I should say they agree with Malaka Grams. If you guys don't know Malaka Graham, she's been at the courthouse all week. I think she's from Houston, and she was one of the few people that was with academics, and they were talking about this courthouse because she flew all the way to LA, got a hotel. She's getting room service every single day, and she's reporting as though Tory Lanez, the lawyers and defense did an okay job, I think you can say. And she was like putting on that he was doing a good job. Drawing it, he was drawing it into to the juries, and that they were really getting in, that they were creating conflict and confusion. Says who shot Meg? Did Kelsey shoot Meg? Did Tory shoot Meg? Did the gun charge? We don't know. There's so many conflicting stories, and at one point we thought the prosecution wasn't going to win. Even myself, I said that I think that he was going to get charged at least for one of the charges, and probably be off by two of them. But the fact is, when the jury came in to deliberate and said, "We're done. We want to go to Christmas break with our families. We got a verdict for you right now, and it is guilty." That was the day that nailed the coffin and Tory Lanez's happiness. The Grinch came and stole Christmas right from under Tory Lanez's house. And now, if you want to put it in like a, what's the word I'm looking for? A metaphor, I guess, as though maybe if the Grinch came to steal his Christmas, maybe he can set a new standard and go present, past, and future, and fix what he did to Megan Thee Stallion, or apologize, or at least accept some type of accountability on his part for about what he played and the role that they all play in this particular case there at in this black SUV in LA. You're two young up and coming superstars, black, in a predominantly rich area zip code. I know. And you're out there causing mayhem and look for what? Just to get party, just to get bottles, just to get fun, just to, like, and all this for what? The system uh the system prevailed for Megan Thee Stallion, but the system also took another young black man down. You should say. Now, whether you want to sit here and agree with me and say, hey, Tory Lanez took himself down, the system didn't take him down. Whether you agree with me or not, that's still another black man that's not going to be having his son in his life, seeing his father, or seeing his father through um, bars and glasses, and you got to call him on the call, or you don't. That, no kid should have to go through that. So it's a win for Megan, but it's a loss for the culture too. I don't agree with Tory Lanez's rhetoric and his behavior. I think it's been appalling. There's been accounts that he's messed with um what's his name, Prince from Love and Hip Hop, that he beat him up, and that he beat up August Alsina when he was walking past him, or didn't want to talk to him, acknowledge him. And then he broke violation when Megan Thee Stallion was performing on stage and was in the perimeter of Megan Thee Stallion, I guess, trying to talk to her. Now your whole career, your whole life is just flushed down the drain for some stupid decisions that both parties made. Why is Megan Thee Stallion over here inviting a guy that she's interested in or likes, that she thinks likes, her best friend likes too, but they don't want to say that they're in a entanglement? Let's use that word, motherfucking entanglement, to a billionaire's house, Kylie Jenner. First of all, that don't even make sense. I would never put that situation with my significant other, especially if we didn't clarify, oh yes, we're together, oh yes, we're dating, oh yes, this is official. Y'all just figuring it out. And you drunk over at Kylie Jenner's house, drinking up her. You know the Kardashians, they love leftovers. They got a big family. They used to leftovers. Okay, they swap and pass and use the leftovers and share the information out. They want another black man. You should have never invited Tory over there, and then he would have never gotten in the car, and this would have never happened. There would never been this fight. Also, blame your security, Megan. I have to say, for him not being there to protect you, you should have fired him. He should not be on the team no more. You didn't lost your biggest prize. Your only job was to protect the superstar, Megan Thee Stallion. And here you are. I don't know where you are. You got her riding around. You should have been like, no, man, you drunk. I'm intoxicated. I'm gonna personally take you home and do that and do that. You're gonna get home by me. I'm gonna make sure that you got home because I don't trust Tory security, and I don't understand why your security is not there to protect you. You too intoxicated, and you do drink a lot, Megan. You do. And I believe that you are the high girl, and so you do have attitudes at times, and so you want to get it your way or the highway. So I get that. I know I'm from Houston. I know, but the verdict is in. Tory has been guilty on all 3 counts, and what can we say? But hey, his juries and his peers decided that he was guilty. Now, before we start with our receipts, because here at motherfucking Gag Review, we drop our receipts over here. But we actually have Armand Wiggins. He's there downtown at the courthouse. He's there and he is telling us what's going on as the verdict is coming on. And so we actually have a little audio clip and a video clip of Armand Wiggins talking about the verdict before it came in. So let's just play a little bit of what he has going on because he's downtown and he wants to tell us what's going on. Go ahead, Armand.
Court is now in recess, and the jury are deliberating. So that can go from today till Friday, all the way up until Tuesday, because Monday is a court holiday. So now it's just depending upon the jury. Everyone has kind of rested their case and did their closing arguments. They made some good points on both sides. And so now it's up to the jury to, deliberate and determine, if Tory Lanez shot Megan Thee Stallion or not. So at this point, we are just waiting. We are waiting. So I want to know, press 1 in the chat if you think Tory is guilty. Press 2 in the chat if you think he's not guilty. Yeah, girl. So I don't know if we're going to get an answer today. We may, hopefully. I'm on the email list, but bitch, I needed to, I dipped out because pretty much people are just sitting at the court waiting, but we can be sitting there all day and the jury comes up with no verdict. Hopefully I don't miss it, but I'm on the email list. So if there is a verdict today, I will go back up to the court. However, I feel like there's going to be a lot to deliberate because Kelsey lied, Megan lied. So there is some reasonable doubt. However, what's very important, the prosecution did a great job with explaining the fact that if the jail call, it was a jail call for me. If Tory Lanez, because okay, so the defense is trying to say that Kelsey shot Megan Thee Stallion over, Tory Lanez. But the thing is, in my opinion, and the prosecution made a great argument with this, if Tory Lanez shot if Kelsey shot Megan Thee Stallion, why would Tory Lanez call Kelsey from jail and start pleading and begging and saying Meg would never talk to me again? And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was just really, really drunk. I don't ever move like that. I don't move like that. I was only 5 shots in. I mean, I had 5 shots. Like, I was drunk from the minute I got to Kylie's house to now. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Like, in my opinion, wouldn't you be asking Kelsey if Kelsey was the shooter and you were trying to protect Kelsey? I mean, protect Megan from Kelsey because you guys were fighting over the gun to, because Kelsey was shooting Megan Thee Stallion. Wouldn't you say, Kelsey, what happened that night? What got into you? Are you guys okay? This shit is crazy. Like, wouldn't you be asking Kelsey some questions and asking her, like, is Meg okay? Like, like, why would you do this? Like, wouldn't that be the kind of conversation you have on the jail call? In my opinion. And so the prosecution made a really good point with that. Like, wouldn't that be the conversation?
Wow. So that's one of the things that the prosecution brought up was the fact is this jail call that Tory Lanez placed to Kelsey. He didn't admit that he did it, but he said, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know. I was just drunk. I don't move like that. I wouldn't do this." Just pleading his case, but he never actually said he did it, and that probably was the tipping point that tipped the jurors over in defense of what happened. Now, um, let's pull up the clip um that really just shocked me. Um, After the verdict was read in the courtroom, Tory Lanez's father, that oh my god, looks just like him, by the way. That is his twin. That is his twin. Tory Lanez's father came out and spoke against what was happening with the verdict. And we actually have the audio clip here at Gag Review, thanks to Zaydan. And so we have the clip over here, and so we wanted to play the actual clip. So, brother production.
Los Angeles County and witness the worst miscarriage of justice that this world has ever seen. You want to know how I feel? I'll tell you exactly how I feel. I got some names that I want to call. Alex Spiro, Desiree Perez, and the whole wicked system of Rock Nation, including you, Jay-Z.
Yes.
You who say you rose from the gutter, but you have traded and bartered the souls of young men, and you're still doing it. The only independent witness in this courtroom is a man whose name is Sean Kelly. He came to court, and our attorneys, he would not even shake their hand after he went upstairs with Kathy Ta and Alex Bott.
They met on Saturday before. They
met with our witness. And then the man came back, and I sat in the hallway while he sat with Jody Little, the prosecutor's investigator, who acted so dumb, an intelligent woman who did not want, listen, I've seen so much evidence buried in this, and I know exactly what the public out here will say. Don't talk. You will say, I say this because I'm a father. See, I am a father of thousands around the world. I'm a father of my kids.
So that's the first clip that we have of the data. And we actually have the second clip of him talking about Desiree Perez. Desiree Perez, she's on Rock Nation. She has been involved in some allegations in the past that aren't good as well. And so here we have it. Tory Lanez's father is calling her out. So go ahead and roll that production.
Wicked witch, you snitch.
Yes.
You turned on your co-conspirators, all the whole mafia, one of you that was peddling drugs in this country, and you rolled on them before so the Fed could give you a deal. All of you, trust me, I have intercessors, prayer warriors around the world, and they will not stop until you are cut off.
Yes.
No, we don't shoot you with guns, but we know exactly how to bring you down in the spirit.
They all have children.
Enough
They
said.
all have children.
It's all
Let's
done.
see.
Let's go. Open way, open way, open way, guys. Open up, open up, open up. Open up, open up. Open up. Open up.
With my brother's reputation.
Liars.
What's your step?
I deal with you
Yes.
and Desiree Perez, you wicked.
Wow. So there you have it. Tory Lanez's father speaking out against Desiree Perez, and also you have his little sister basically called him out, saying like, you guys are trying to sit here and paint my brother as this evil villain and ruin his reputation. And so she had a lot to say about that as well. And so it's just a whole mess. And the thing is, this case has only gotten more messier as the people that get involved and people who actually care are invested into the situation of what happened. Now, we also have another clip. But before we get into the other clip, I want to make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you guys like this video, comment on this video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel later on. And all that content. Thank you. Listen, before we move further, we have to talk about Tory Lanez. Now, when the verdict was called, I did call in on a lot of people's platforms. So we're gonna start off with AT2's platform. I will say I learned this from Wiley, how to troll. And so I was trolling on AT2's platform about Tory Lanez. I'm on Team Megan Thee Stallion. I think that if she say that he did it, then he did it. But I called in on AT2 channel, and here's what I had to say.
See through those smoke and mirrors. And you have to give people credit for having enough sense to know when you running game on them.
Right, because they were definitely running game. I believe the defense is trying to run game on them, like, oh, well, you don't know, and all that shit. Zaydon, what are your thoughts on everything? Do you think that he'll win the appeal, by the way?
I can't believe it. Sorry, he didn't do it. He innocent. He would have hurt a fly. They lied.
They locking your man up.
He didn't do it. Let me tell you, he wouldn't hurt a fly. He wouldn't hurt a kid. He wouldn't hurt a dog. He didn't hurt August Alsina. He didn't hurt anyone. He didn't do it. He didn't do it. No, I knew that this verdict was coming. I knew that there was at least gonna be one guilty charge, AT2. I did not know that.
I did think one at least, because he did have an unregistered gun.
Correct. Now, anybody can wipe down a gun before the police get there, or hide it, or do anything to, get the DNA off of it. The fact
Everybody's cracking up.
The fact of the matter is, he did what he did. It's his time to do when you do the crime, you gotta do the time. Now, do I think he needs 22 years? No, I would say give him like 7 years.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Give him 7 years and give him three years of probation if he's doing good.
And deport him. And deport him.
And then deport him. And then deport him. Exactly.
I was thinking the whole 22 years, but he is going to be deported. So, I mean, honestly, they can give him like a year, and then as long as he ain't bothering us,
deport him and his son and his daddy back to
Canada.
Oh, right. I had to be careful about saying deport them all, build the wall. I wanted to be careful with that, so I didn't want to say it like that. But
To
y'all know
answer
what
the
I mean.
question, he's not going to win the appeal. It's too much that's gone on, and the court of public opinion finally won out. He's not going to win the appeal. He's going to appeal it. Of course, it's his libel and his right to do so, but unfortunately, he's not going to win the appeal. It is what it is.
Okay. Well, Zaydon, one more question. So did Megan run into the bullets? Like, how did it, if you was on Tory's defense, how would you defend him?
If I was defending Tory Lanez, I would say this is what happened. There was an argument that happened. There was a gun was pulled out. A person was being threatened. There was a fight or struggle. The gun went off. Pang, pang, pang. It didn't hit Megan directly, but it did hit the concrete, and the bullets ricocheted 2 miles down the road and came back and hit Megan Stallion in the leg. And that's how she got injured. And there was some glass that was on the side of, so she did stuff on glass too, but the bullets did get her as well. But Tory didn't do it. He innocent.
He innocent. He didn't beat up all them people previously.
And so there you have it. Me calling in on AT2 show and saying, hey, Tory Lanez didn't do it. But I will be lying to myself. I'll be lying to you. And until that appeal comes back and he somehow manages to change the verdict from guilty to not guilty, he is going to be guilty here on a gag review, allegedly. And so it is what it is. But no, I didn't just stop there. I also love Wiley. And I do go on the Wiley show very, very often. Wiley gives you a chance to communicate on his show, as long as you don't curse, and I don't curse for the most part on their shows. But on my show, I may say a cuss word here now and then. But for the most part, Wiley gives you a voice to agree with him, disagree with him, doesn't matter. And so Wiley had me on his show earlier today, and we kind of got into the logistics of what's happening. And so we want to hear what Wiley had to say when I called in on his show today. Roll that production.
Charges. Zaydon, you there?
Wiley, I cannot believe this. I'm the one that called in and I said that he might get off of 2 charges and definitely gonna be found guilty of one of them. The fact of the matter is that he was found guilty on all 3 counts is shocking to me. But as you can see, the jury is the one who has the power to decide the fate of this man. Now, a lot of people are upset and unhappy that he was found guilty. But I mean, if you look at it, if the culture would have been the jury, there would have been some not guilty verdicts. But the fact is, you got seven women, 5 men on the panel, and most of them are white people. They probably were tired and irritated with the whole case and wanted to get out of there before Christmas. So they just found him guilty. Now, the fact is, was that his dad that was in the gray beard? That was his dad? His daddy looked just like him. And the fact that his dad's over here ranting and raving about his son being not guilty and calling the parent, the judge,
his son being guilty.
What's that again?
His son being guilty on all charges.
Basically, his son being guilty, but he's saying like his son is not guilty. But the fact that Tory Lanez was found guilty, it's kind of shocking to me. Now, is he going to appeal? Probably so. That's the legal process. Everyone has the right to appeal the case. Is he going to win? Probably not. I think that Megan Thee Stallion is vindicated in somewhat of a way for this case. Is she going to face a lot of backlash about the verdict? Of course she is. A lot of people are not going to agree with her or listen to her music or even give her features,
they Drake. Will. People, as long as she keep making hot music, people are going to listen to her music. People understand, Megan is just not a superstar with black folks. Majority of people that buy her records are white people. So she is an international superstar. So as long as she keep making good records, people gonna buy her records. They ain't gonna be talking about Tory Lanez in the next 6 months. They're not.
Of course.
He's gonna be forgotten about.
Of course, and I agree with you. And there was one thing they said that while that Tory Lanez lawyers was in touch with the immigration deportation. Now, it's my understanding that is he going to be deported back to Canada, or is he going to do the 22 years in America and then get deported? Like, what does that look like?
What did it look like? He's going to serve his. From my understanding, you serve what you have to serve in America, then you deport it.
Okay, so that means he can never come back to America again.
It's a time frame. Like it could be 10 years, it could be 12 years, it's whatever they decide. But yeah, he will serve his time here, and then he will be deported once he completed his time.
Well, Wiley, all I can say is that you called it. You knew from the very beginning.
I called it because I knew he shot her, and I didn't believe that Megan would lie about that. And if it was her friend, she would have just said her friend. So her former friend. But I knew it. And then once that recording came out, when Kelsey gave that interview to the prosecutors, that was my confirmation. Like even she admitted that Tory shot Megan. Now she flip-flopped, for whatever reason she flipped, but you can't erase what you told the prosecutors. And I still want to hear that interview that she gave to the prosecutors back in September because it's been recorded. I want to hear that because from my understanding, because of the people that heard it, they said she gave an account of what happened. And I believe that was the nail in the coffin for Tory. Mm-hmm. Her account and stuff like that. And I said it in the beginning, and I was dragged by Milagro Grams. This woman, she came out, she was showing her titties. Like, I'm telling you, like she was showing her breasts. She was very, very, very confident. And when she was talking, and when she was giving her commentary, she would drag Megan. She wasn't just giving you the facts. She was giving her commentary. Her titty was falling out, and now she's embarrassed because she put her neck out for a aggressive beater, a shooter of a black woman, and you put your neck out. Now you look bad. And now you say, oh, y'all shouldn't be laughing. Blah. They're going to laugh. They're going to celebrate. So, because she would have done the same thing if he was not guilty.
I agree with you. And you know what the funny thing is, Wiley? I want Milagro Grams to still have that same energy when she's reporting on the verdict today, because she's going to report on it about the whole situation. Now, I think it's sad and unfortunate that, one of our black people, or is locked down by the people. But hey, if you did the crime, then you have to do the time. The only thing I can say is, Wiley, was the fact that him bringing his son up to the courtroom to have to deal with all that mess and put a child in grown people's business. What do you think about that, Wiley? What was that?
I think that was sad because you put an imagery of your son courtroom and all. That was sad because you were not an innocent black man. You shot this woman and you brought your son for sympathy, and it backfired. The jury wasn't going with that at all. And people have to understand the jury was predominantly white, and they probably didn't listen to no Megan or no Tory Lanez music. So these are not like cultural icons. This wasn't like, the white people, what white people like. These are like black famous. So, Megan is getting there, but to them white people, they didn't know, either that neighbor didn't even know who Megan and Tory was.
Of course. I agree with you. And the only thing I got to say, Wiley, is Tory Lanez is going to be locked up. They won't let him out. No, they won't let him out. That's all I got to say, Wiley. Thank you so much for having me on this show.
Thank you so very much.
So there you have it. I'm calling in on the Wiley show to tell him that Tory Lanez is going to be locked up. Akon locked up. I hope he had all his fun. I hope that he did everything he ever wanted to do, because he's gonna have to sit down for a while. He ain't gonna, if he don't win this appeal, he's gonna have to sit somewhere in a jail cell and think about what happened to me and how the green. See, that's the thing. People don't believe in the Grinch. How the Grinch just came in and stole his whole Christmas. And then ruined the kids' Christmas, the family Christmas, got the father blood pressure spiking on live TV, talking about Tory didn't do it, and that the system is messed up. The Grinch came and took all of Tory Lanez's Christmases away. All the suits and nice things. Now he got to go wear something orange because the verdict came in that he allegedly, or he did, shoot Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. Now, there was a lot of talk about Milagro Grimes. Milagro Grimes, where is she? Because she's been at the courthouse and she's from Houston. But we finally got that clip of Milagro Grimes talking about the whole situation. And so we're going to play that here live on Gag Review. Roll the production.
Come on. Let's talk about it. Because there's some people that want to talk about it. I want to make something very clear. It ain't no aha on me. This will be appealed. The fuck? This will be appealed. When it comes to you feeling like aha, bitch, it ain't no aha on me. It ain't no aha on me. Because I just did something very important. And you bore witness to something very important. Y'all heard the facts or the lack of facts as it pertains to this case. I have said it before and I will say it again. I've said two things before and I'll say it again. I don't give a fuck how this verdict come out because I know what I feel. And number two, Megan was hurt, but shit did not happen the way that she said. And that's still a fucking fact today. That's what we was in court for. Y'all want to go to the testimony of Sean Kelly. The same Sean Kelly who on record said that he saw them fighting. How you saw them fighting if they don't acknowledge a fight and as soon as they got out the car, he started shooting at her? How does that exist? What parts of his testimony were worth something? We really going with the narrative that Tory was so butthurt because he was called a bad rapper that he shot at a bitch, even though coincidentally the same night Kelsey found out that somebody had betrayed her, somebody that she considered her best friend. Okay. Let's talk about how nobody even tested Kelsey for DNA evidence. There was so much reasonable doubt in this case that even if you feel like I don't fuck with you, Millie, go listen to any legal expert that weighed in on this case after the trial proceedings. Go listen to anyone give a projection. A projection is not a final, say on anything, but a projection is a projection. That is an educated guess based on the knowledge that they possess in the realm of law. And they all said that this should be a mistrial. It should have never gone to a trial at all. Or that if anything, maybe possession of the weapon. But they absolutely did not prove that he intentionally shot Megan Thee Stallion. Y'all feel like justice is here and everything gonna be cool? Who in the fuck wants to be associated with this shit? Somebody mistook what I said earlier when I said that something like this had to happen. I wasn't being negative. And you see, bitch, I ain't crying. And I ain't that bitch. I'm gonna still talk my shit, nigga. Shit like this has to happen because people have to see the way that things are run. That's how we rise the fuck up against it. Believe what you want to believe. But y'all know damn well that this wasn't right. We all should have went home with a situation and a feeling that, you know what? She got hurt, but we'll never know what really happened. But because we don't know what really happened, we cannot send that nigga to no prison for 22 years. Because nobody was fucking credible. EJ was credible. EJ, the only nigga that got up on that stand and was clear and concise and thorough and just said the shit straight. The rest of them were not. Y'all know that shit. And I see somebody said, we don't care. He lost. So go have your party. Why the fuck is you on my live? You think you doing something against me? When first of all, there was a reason why. And there is a reason why the industry felt the way that they felt. Talk about it. Talk about it. You industry niggas came up on my live for the past 10 days. Want to know what the fuck I said about what happened at court that day? Or y'all gonna stand the fuck up and say what the fuck y'all been saying on them phone lines? Is any of y'all gonna come forward and tell that y'all was calling Tory to wish him fucking luck? Because y'all felt like y'all understood how this shit is. Yeah. It's a reason why there were people who were comfortable with being seen with, standing near, being associated with him. Y'all feel like it was enough that somebody said something and somebody got hurt. Nobody said she did not get hurt. But did they prove that he stood on the damn rail of the car and shot over a door? No. No. Two things can be true. Two things can be true. Y'all want to go to Sean Kelly. The same Sean Kelly who said that he saw Kelsey shoot first. When he called the damn police and he had to sit down for his interviews, he said he saw Kelsey shoot the gun first. Tory was in the car. Then they got out. Why wasn't Kelsey tested for DNA? And that mere fact alone is why this verdict doesn't make sense. So you can feel how you feel. It is what it is. God is good all the time. And all the time, God is good. I think that, bitch, it's going to get worse before it get better. And this going to cause even more of a fucking division. And that's unfortunate. Anybody with half of a brain knows that, okay, well, yeah, she was hurt. But because of the circumstances and because of what's been presented, we can't comfortably send that nigga away. I feel like this was a miscarriage of justice. I knew when they read the first one, all of them was going to be guilty. I already knew. Them people said guilty. Tory didn't even flinch at all. Bitch, it was just, I was just sitting there like, I'm listening. And then I could just feel the energy. Because tears falling and shit. This shit is a motherfucking mess. This shit a mess. And if people felt like, didn't nobody want to work with her before? Who the fuck gonna want to fuck with you now? Besides these people that's thirsty for a moment. That's gonna want to exploit the situation and say, oh yeah, I stand with you and all of that shit. I dare y'all industry niggas to tell motherfuckers how y'all really feel. That'll never happen. Y'all play politics too much. Too much. Too much. They did talk to them. They did have a conversation with Sean Kelly. Yeah. And I want y'all to really, 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 really listen to what Sunstar was saying. When y'all go look at them clips, I want y'all to really pay attention to what, Tory Lanez's father was saying. Somebody said they cheering because they think this shit over, but it's just getting started. And let me tell you something, y'all cheering, but that could be your daddy, that could be your brother, that could be your nigga, your cousin, your son. And listen, look at this. Nobody won. A lot of people think Kelsey the shooter. They said Megan career gone and Tory got convicted. God don't sleep or blink. They say your coverage has been phenomenal. It has been. It has been. And I appreciate you guys for rocking with me. There are people who feel like, well, what happens next? Bitch, I go back to doing my job. I've been doing commentary. You probably found out about me, by way of me, doing this. But I've been doing commentary. So I go back to mob radio. Monday through Friday. Da 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 da. Anything that has to do with, you spread misinformation. So
there you have it. You got Malago Grams speaking on the verdict. The verdict that came in clear from the jurors, that we, the jurors, find that Tory Lanez is guilty on all counts. And so it's unfortunate and it's sad that, and that's one part I can say I agree with Malago Grams, is that nobody won here. Nobody won. Tory lost. Megan won. It's a total loss for the situation all the way around. Both young Black superstars, and even though they have their flaws, per each of them, we as a culture, we as Black people lost altogether of losing Tory, them being together, the whole dating situation. And now that we gotta bring in outside peers or people who don't know us, can sit here in front of a case and judge us based on the color of our skin or based on preconceived notions of what people have heard about us, and that being put in the case. They, two Black people, they second guess, like, oh, if he's innocent, we don't care. They were happy to give a verdict whether he, because he was a Black man. Let's be clear. If this would have been a case against a white person, a Black person, they would have ruled in favor of the opposing end. But since this is two Black people and they don't have no attachment to, they don't care nothing about their careers or what they got going on. But let's just say he did it, because all the evidence is pointing and saying he did it. Now, do I think he needs 22 years? Absolutely not. I think that's too much. I say give him 7 years, 3 years if he does good on good behavior. He'll get out in 3 years, and we can deport him back to Canada, and he can no longer come back to the States for another 15 years, 20 years, something like that. But do I think that him getting 22 years is a bit excessive? Yes. I hope his lawyers fight down to where he doesn't spend that many years in the jail, or maybe even get probation, or I don't know. But I think that's a lot excessive years for me. I feel like, yeah, Megan did get shot in the foot and she did get hurt, but she's still alive. No one got killed. No one, everyone's still here in the party. So, that can be healed, that can be fixed, because the life is still here. If the situation would have been deadly, then yes, give him the full 22 years. I think that everybody lied. I think that everybody had a part to play in the situation that led up to that night. Even Kylie Jenner, allegedly, she had a part to play in that too, in regards of supplying the alcohol. And I'm pretty sure Kylie wasn't even getting drink. She was drinking too. Don't get me wrong, she drank too, but she wasn't. If she's getting drunk or whatever, she has a security around that's going to protect her. Where is Megan's security? I don't know. Why is all these bottles being drank, and y'all just drinking? Kelsey already passed on the floaty. EJ got to pick her up, bring her to the room because she's drunk. Y'all just, it's just too much. Like, alcohol is a true poisoning. And if we don't fix it now, people are going to think that it's okay to just drink all day long and drink and fight and drink. And it's too much. It's too much. And it's an unfortunate sad today. This is the day right before Christmas where the Grinch came in and stole Christmas. The Grinch came in and just took Tory Lanez's Christmas, and it's just gone. Kids' Christmas gonna be gone. Like, he can't. Daddy, how you doing? Call me via voicemail from the jail. You have a collect call from. This is Tory. Dad. Sad. It's sad. But it is what it is. Listen, I want to thank you guys so much for being with me here on this new audio episode. I wasn't even going to go live today, but I had to get my own commentary and do my own show. You guys are now tuning in
Make sure you guys like this video, comment on this video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel later on for more great content. Thank you. Make sure you guys replay this video, share the content, like the content, and head over to my YouTube channel. That's what I need to views. Thank you guys so much for watching with me on this new audio episode. Listen, it's time for me to get out of here. The case is done. I'm tired of talking about it. The judge has ruled. The verdict is in. Thank you guys so much. So until next week, until we get another topic, I'm out of here. Bye.